Hi, geometry students. So today I'm going to talk to you about measuring segments in this video. Okay, so we previously learned how to name segments. You use the endpoints and a bar above it. But today we're going to learn a new symbol, which is the symbol for the measurement of a segment. And if you're going to use the symbol for the measurement of a segment, you just use the endpoints, the capital letters that represent the endpoints, and there's no bar above it. In order to figure out the measurement, you need to know the ruler postulate. And the ruler postulate states that every point can be paired with a real number in space, and that real number is called the coordinate of the point. So be careful. You can have the name of the point, capital letter, and you can have the coordinate of a point, which is a real number. So the first step is to look at a segment and determine its coordinate. So the coordinate for endpoint A, in this case, is the real number 2. And the coordinate for point B is the real number 9. So pause and figure out the coordinates for the endpoints of AB for this example, and then press play. So it can be a little tricky here because the endpoint named A is at coordinate 0, and the endpoint B is this little chunk is halfway between, so this B looks like it's at 10.5 in this particular case. Now we can use the coordinates of the endpoints to figure out the measurement of the segment. The way we figure out the measurement of the segment is we take the absolute value of the coordinates of the endpoints. So for example, if I'm given this segment and I want to find the measurement of the segment, then first I figure out this coordinate, and then I figure out this coordinate, which we did on the previous slide, and then to figure out the measurement, I'm going to take the absolute value of the difference of those two coordinates. So the absolute value of 0 minus 10.5 equals the absolute value of negative 10.5, or just 10.5. So now you try it, pause, and find the measurement AB, and then press play. First coordinate is 2, coordinate of B is 9, and so the measurement of AB is the absolute value of the difference of those two coordinates. The absolute value of 2 minus 9 equals the absolute value of negative 7, which equals 7. So pause, practice, and then press play for the answer. The coordinate of A is 1.5. The coordinate of B is 8.5. So the measurement is going to be the absolute value of the difference of those coordinates. The absolute value of 1.5 minus 8.5 equals negative 7, and so the measurement of the segment is 7. Here are practice problems for you. Pause, practice on your own paper, and then press play for the answers. Here we've got the coordinate of A is negative 4, and the coordinate of B is positive 2. So the measurement of the segment is negative 4 minus 2. The absolute value of negative 6 is 6. Here for the red segment, the coordinates are negative 2 and positive 4. The absolute value of their difference is 6. For the blue segment, coordinate negative 4, coordinate 3. The measurement of that segment is the absolute value of the difference of those coordinates, or 7. To get the green segment's measurement, this coordinate's 1, this is 4, and the measurement is going to be the absolute value of the difference of the coordinates. If you'd like some extra practice, then pause and find the lengths of each segment mentioned here. and then press play for the solution. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Now here is another practice problem to do on your own paper to make sure you've really understood this concept of the ruler postulate. So pause and draw this number line on your own paper and draw the coordinates to match with the points respectively. So the point named P has coordinate -12. The point named Q has coordinate -5, and so on. And then press play for the solution. So if you draw this number line and put the coordinate with the name of the point as the directions indicated, you can find the measurement of each of these segments, and you'll find out that QR is the shortest of the possible segments. Those are the 2 points that are closest together. The longest one are the points that are furthest away, or segment PS has the longest length. And then which line segments are congruent? Again, if you find the measurements of each segment, the ones that have equal measurements would be congruent. And then you'd have to find the coordinate of the midpoint of PR. So the first thing you have to do is find segment PR. Segment PR goes from coordinate -12 all the way to 0, and halfway between there would be -6. This would be 6 jumps, this would be 6 jumps. So the midpoint of PR is, the coordinate is -6. And that is it for measuring segments. So I will leave you with this puppy. Have a great day.